Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Hope you all are fine. The next topic we are going to discuss is about digestion. You well know what is the definition of digestion. Now revise the definition of digestion. This is defined as the process of splitting up ingested food molecules into smaller chemical components that an animal is capable of distributing to the tissues of its body is called the digestion. For example, we take proteins that cannot be absorbed as a proteins and distributed throughout the body. So the proteins are changed into amino acids that can be taken up from the digestive tract and distributed. There are two types of digestion: intracellular digestion and extracellular digestion. During intracellular digestion, particles are taken into specialized cells prior to digestion, and digestion occurs within the cells. Digestion is principally intercellular in sponges, coelacanths, flatworms, and some mollusks. In case of the protists and sponges, they have simplest form of life. So some cells of these organisms take food particles directly from the environment by diffusion, active transport, and endocytosis. They break down this food with the help of enzymes and obtain nutrients. This is called the intercellular digestion within the cell. If the digestion occurs within the cell, then you can call it the intracellular digestion. Gut or the digestive cavity is not needed for the intercellular digestion. They use only small particles of food. Intercellular digestion is present in protozoans, sponges, cnidarians, platyhelminthes, and rotifers, bivalve mollusks, and primitive chordates. Of digestion is the extracellular digestion, as the name indicates, that occurs outside of the body, outside of the cell, is called the extracellular digestion. In extracellular digestion, digestion occurs in extracellular body cavities such as lumen of the stomach or the intestine, is called the extracellular digestion. That takes place outside the cell within the digestive cavity is called the extracellular digestion. These animals have evolved structures and mechanism for this type of digestion. It breaks the larger molecules into smaller molecules with the help of enzymes in a digestive cavity. Their cells then absorb these molecules from the digestive cavity. The examples of animals that have extracellular digestion are annelids, arthropods, and all vertebrates. Students, now we are going to discuss about the figure 27.2. Here the figure shows the differences between the intercellular digestion and extracellular digestion in sponge and in the dog. In Fig A, simple invertebrates such as sponge has no gut and thus carries out intercellular digestion. Tiny food particles are taken into the body wall cells, and by endocytosis, digestive enzymes in the vacuole then break the small particles into constituent molecules. Here in the Fig A, food particles is present outside the body of the animal, then taken in the body by means of endocytosis, then it combines with the enzymes, then the food particles are converted into smaller particles, and food vacuoles is formed, and nutrients are then distributed out of the body, within the body of the animal. And the second one, B, is example dog. Here is example of dog. A dog, for example, has a gut, and so can take in and digest extracellularly relatively large food particles. Cells lining the gut cavity secrete enzymes into the cavity. There the enzyme break down food materials into constituent nutrients, and nearby cells absorb these nutrients. In the figure B, as shown, gut cavity, enzymes are released. That enzyme break down food particles outside the cell, then nutrients and change into the smaller particles, and the smaller particles are absorbed into the cell. And these are the differences between the intercellular digestion and extracellular digestion. Hope you can understand the topic. And the next topic is the animal strategies for getting and using food. Only a few protists and animals can absorb food directly from the external environment by means of a diffusion. We all know most animals work for their nutrients. Different animals have different adaptations for digestion and absorption of food. Different animals may be continuous or discontinuous feeders. They also have different structures of digestive system. First is the continuous feeders. Continuous versus discontinuous feeders. Continuous feeders, many continuous feeders are slow moving और completely sessile animals. Sessile एक जगह पे रिमेन रहते हैं, ज़्यादा मूव नहीं करते. For example, aquatic suspension feeders like tube worms or barnacles, they remain in one place and continuously strain small food particles from the water. And next, the discontinuous feeders. They are active and highly mobile animals. They have specialization in digestive systems. Discontinuous feeders take in large meals. It is ground up and stored. And for example, many carnivores follow and capture large prey. They eat large meals, thus they need not to spend more time in capturing more prey. The digestive system of carnivores have ability to store this food. The food is digested gradually, thus they receive infrequent meals. Herbivores spend more time eating than carnivores, but they are also discontinuous feeders. They need to move from area to area in nature environment, but they have to limit their grazing time for saving themselves from the predators. Thus their digestive system rapidly gather food, but it is digested gradually. So continuous feeders that feed continuously, while the discontinuous feeders are those animals that eat food in large meals and they limit their grazing time for saving themselves from the predators, and they doesn't need to feed continuously. Examples of continuous feeders are tube worms and barnacles. Tube worms are the polychaetes belonging to phylum Annelida, while that of the barnacles, these are the arthropods, marine arthropods that belong to arthropods. While that of the examples of discontinuous feeder, these are carnivores and herbivores. The removal of suspended food particles. Feeders. The removal of suspended food particles from the surrounding water by capturing, trapping, or filtration is called suspension feeding. It has 3 steps: transport of water through the feeding structure, removal of nutrients from the water, and the transport of the nutrients to the mouth of the digestive system. Examples: sponges, ascidians, brachiopods, ectoprocts, anthroprocts, phoronids, most bivalves, and many crustacean, polychaetes, gastropods, and some non-vertebrate chordates are also included in the suspension feeders. Take the suspended food present in the environment. Next is the deposit feeders. The obtaining of the nutrients from the sediment of the soft habitats, mud and the sand or terrestrial soil is called the deposit feeders. Deposit feeding is present primarily omnivorous animals. These animals simply swallow large quantities of the sediment, and sediment containing mud, soil, and the organic material and the sand. The usable nutrients are digested. The remaining material is passed out of the anus. Direct deposit feeding occurs in many polychaete annelids, some snails, some sea urchins, and in most earthworms. Other direct deposit feeders use tentacles-like structure. Its examples are sea cucumbers, siphunculans, certain clams, and several types of polychaetes that feed on sediments and along with the mud, sand, and the soil, and usable nutrients are digested and the remaining material is passed out of the anus. This figure shows the suspension feeding in case of Chaetopterus. Chaetopterus, this is a tube worm. Tube in sediments. The fan-like parapodia generate water currents. One pair of anterior parapodia is modified for holding a mucus bag, which filters out food particles as water moves through the tube. A food cup holds the bag posteriorly and continuously gathers the food-laden mucus into the ball. Periodically, the ball is released from the rest of the net and passed forward along the ciliary tract to the mouth for ingestion. As shown in the diagram, this is a U-shaped worm present in the U-shaped tube in the sediment, and fan generate the water currents, and food is taken up by the tentacles. Next is the cirri. Cirri are present in the barnacles. Barnacles belong to phylum Arthropoda, and cirri take the food particles. Barnacles use cirri to trap the organic food particles. And next topic is the herbivory. These are the animals that feed upon herbs or the plants. We all know about the herbivores and the herbivory. Herbivores require the ability to bite and chew large pieces of plant matter, such as teeth in case of the vertebrates. Example, many mollusks have radula. You have studied about the radula in phylum Molluscans. It is muscularized bat-like rasp, armed with chitinous belt. Polychaetes have sets of chitinous teeth, or reversible proboscis or pharynx. Herbivory is also found in almost every group of arthropods. In case of arthropod, is called the macroherbivory. For example, insect and crustaceans have large, powerful mandibles capable of biting off plant material and subsequently grinding and chewing it before passing the plant material to the mouth. Here is a diagram showing the radula, a herbivore snail feeding by rasping algal growth of a rock. Next one, radula viewed side to side showing rows of teeth. And next is the predation. Predation is one of the most sophisticated feeding strategies since it requires the capture of the live prey. Only a few generalizations about many kinds of predation are presented here. Predators can be classified by how they capture their prey: motile strikers, lurking predators, sessile opportunists, or grazers. First of all are the motile stalkers. Motile stalkers शिकारी जिसे कहा जाता है, they pursue their prey. Ciliate, protozoa, nematines, polychaete worms, gastropod, octopus, cichlids, crabs and sea stars are included in this category. Second one is a lurking predator, जो घात लगा के बैठे होते हैं. They sit and wait for their prey to come within the seizing distance. Certain species of praying mantises, shrimps, crabs and spiders and polychaetes. सेसाइल अपॉर्चुनिस्ट किसे कहा जाता है? मौका परस्त को जैसे ही मौका मिलता है वो शिकार कर लेते हैं, प्रीडेट कर लेते हैं. दे आर सेसाइल यूजली. दे कैप्चर प्रे व्हेन प्रे कम्स into contact with them. Certain protozoans, barnacles and cnidarians are the examples of this category. And the fourth one is the grazing carnivores. They move about substrate, picking up small organisms. Their diet usually consists largely of sessile or slow-moving animals. Sponges, tunicates, snails, worms and small crustaceans are included in this category. Surface nutrient absorption. Some highly specialized animals have dispensed entirely with all mechanisms for prey capture, ingestion of food particles and digestive processes. Instead, they directly absorb nutrients from the external medium across their body surfaces. This medium may be nutrient-rich seawater, fluid or in other animals, digestive tract or the body fluids of other animals. Examples of these are some free-living protozoans such as Chilomonas absorb all of their nutrients across their body surface. The endoparasitic protozoa, cestode worms, endoparasitic gastropods and crustaceans, all of which lake, mouth and digestive system also absorb all of their nutrients across their body surface. In case of वी कैन से कि जो पैरासाइट्स होते हैं वो अपनी बॉडी सर्फेसिस के थ्रू जो है होस्ट का जो मटीरियल है वो डाइजेस्टिव ट्रैक्ट का मटीरियल है वो एब्जॉर्ब कर लेते हैं. ऑफ ए स्नेल शोइंग द रेडुलर apparatus consisting of muscles, protector muscles and retractor muscles, cartilaginous rod and radula with the teeth, and a radula viewed side to side showing the rows of teeth, 0.1 millimeter, and C is the shell of two clams and a snail that were killed by carnivorous drill snails. And when the radula apparatus is pushed down to contract the substrate, alternating contraction of the protractor and retractor muscles pull the radula ribbon back and forth across the cartilaginous rod, and teeth embedded in the ribbon scrape or rasp the food. These the harpoon-like tooth of a cone snail. Some non-parasitic multicellular animals like gutless bivalves and pogonophora and worms, they lack mouth, digestive system, they absorb nutrients from their body surfaces. Pogonophorans are the marine worm-like animals that lives in the chitinous tubes on the floor of deep oceans. These worms absorb some nutrients from the seawater across their body surfaces, but also supplement their nutrient with organic carbon symbiotically from the bacteria that live in the pogonophorans tissue symbiotically, in which the organisms absorb nutrients directly from their body surfaces. Examples mostly are the endoparasites and some non-parasitic multicellular animals. Some also absorb food from that of the environment. Examples of these are the pogonophoran worms that absorb some nutrients from the seawater across their body surfaces, and also they make a symbiotic relationship with the bacteria that are present in the pogonophorans tissues. So pogonophoran worms absorb nutrients from the seawater also, and some bacteria live within the tissues of pogonophorans symbiotically, and these bacteria are important to supplement their nutrition with the organic carbon. Fluid feeders. Feeding on the biological fluid of animals and the plants is called the fluid feeding, and these animals are called the fluid feeders. The biological fluids of animals and plants are rich source of nutrients. First one is the nematodes. Fluid feeding is characteristics of some parasite like intestinal nematodes, the nematodes that are present in the gut or the intestine. It bites and rasps off host tissue or suck the blood. External parasite are also called ectoparasite like leeches, ticks, mites, lampreys, and certain crustaceans have a variety of mouth parts. These mouth parts help them to feed on body fluids. For example, the sea lamprey has a funnel-like structure. It surrounds the mouth. The funnel is lined with 200 rasping teeth. It has a rasp-like tongue. The lamprey uses the funnel as suction cup. The funnel attaches lamprey to the host tissue. It rasps, make a hole in the body wall of a fish with the help of its tongue. The lamprey then sucks blood and body fluids from the wound. Now the next one, insects. Insects have highly developed sucking structures. Insects have mouth parts that are modified according to the feeding habits of the host. Feeding habits of the insects. Insects have highly developed sucking structure for fluid feeding. For example, butterflies, moths, aphids have tube-like mouth parts for sucking, and these parts enable them to suck plant fluids. Blood-sucking mosquitoes have complex mouth parts. They have piercing stylets for sucking blood. Next one is the birds. Most birds are pollen and nectar feeders. They have long bills and tongues, and the bill is specialized for particular type of flowers. The tongue of some birds have brush-like tip, or it is hollow. It is used to collect the nectar from the flowers. Other nectar feeding birds have short bills. They make a hole at a base of a flower. They use their tongue to obtain nectar through the hole. Next one is the vampire bats. Vampire bats are the only fluid feeder mammals. Desmodus is a vampire bat. It lives in the tropical South and Central America. These bats attack birds, cattle, and horses. They have sharp front teeth. These teeth are used to pierce the surface blood vessels of the host. It can lap at the wound. Nectar feeding bats have a long tongue. It extracts the nectar from the flowering plants. It has a reduced dentition. The nectar feeding honey possum has a long brush tipped tongue. It has reduced dentition. This is all about the topic discussing today. It is honey possum, a tiny shrew-like marsupial with a long pointed snout लंबी नाक जिसे कहा जा सकता है, एंड ए प्रीहेंसाइल टेल, प्रीहेंसाइल जिसे पकड़ा जा सके, एक मार्सुपियल होता है हनी पोसम. Of the topic we have discussed the digestion. Digestion is a breakdown of large non-diffusible molecules into small diffusible molecules is called digestion. Then we have discussed the type of digestion, intracellular digestion and extracellular digestion. Intracellular digestion means within the cell, while extracellular digestion is the outside the cell. And next we have discussed the animal strategies for getting and using food. We have discussed continuous feeders जो मुसलसल फीड करते हैं वर्सेस डिसकॉन्टिन्यूस फीडर्स. डिसकॉन्टिन्यूस फीडर जो एक मरतबा ही लार्ज मील ले लेते हैं और कुछ गैप के बाद दोबारा जो है फीड करते हैं. फिर हमने सस्पेंशन फीडर्स को डिस्कस किया. हमने कहा कि जो सस्पेंडेड फूड पार्टिकल्स के ऊपर फीड करेंगे फ्रॉम द सराउंडिंग वाटर बाय कैप्चरिंग, ट्रैपिंग और फिल्ट्रेशन, उनको हम सस्पेंशन फीडर्स कहते हैं. एग्जांपल्स में इसके स्पॉन्जेस, सीडियंस, ब्रैंकियोपोड्स, एक्टोप्रॉक्ट्स एंड बाइवेल्व्स एंड एक्स्ट्रा. फिर डिपॉजिट फीडर्स की तरफ आए. द ऑब्टेनिंग ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स फ्रॉम द सेडिमेंट ऑफ सॉफ्ट बॉटम हैबिटाट्स, मड और सैंड्स or the terrestrial soil is called the deposit feeders, and this feeding is called the deposit feeding. और इसके अंदर एग्जांपल्स में आए हैं क्लैम्स हैं, सी ककम्बर्स हैं, मोसाइफनकुलेंस हैं एंड सेवरल टाइप ऑफ पॉलीचीड्स. फिर हर्बीवोरी है. द कंजम्पशन ऑफ मैक्रोस्कोपिक plants is called the herbivory. Mollusks have radula, we have discussed it earlier. Polychaetes and arthropods are included in the herbivory. Then is the predation. Capturing and killing of a prey for obtaining food is called predation. Types of predators are mobile stalkers, lurking predators, sessile opportunists and grazing carnivores. Then surface nutrient absorption. Next strategy is the surface. Some animals जो हैं वो directly absorb कर लेते हैं. क्या मसला है सान? That of the with the help of their body wall. इसके अंदर सम पैरासाइट की एग्जांपल्स भी हैं. एंडोपैरासिटिक जैसे प्रोटोजोआ हैं, सेस्टोड वर्म्स हैं, और एंडोपैरासिटिक गैस्ट्रोपोड्स हैं, क्रस्टेशियंस हैं. ये बॉडी सरफेस के थ्रू जो है एब्जॉर्ब करेंगे न्यूट्रिएंट्स. और नॉन पैरासिटिक के अंदर जो है इनके पास माउथ नहीं होगा, डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम भी नहीं होगा, और ये भी बॉडी सरफेस के थ्रू जो है एब्जॉर्ब करेंगे. एग्जांपल्स में गटलेस बाइवेल्व्स एंड पोगोनोफोरेंस की एग्जांपल्स हैं. फिर लास्ट वन है फ्लूइड फीडर्स. एज द नेम इंडिकेट, फीडिंग ऑन द बायोलॉजिकल फ्लूइड ऑफ द एनिमल्स और प्लांट्स इज कॉल्ड द फ्लूइड फीडर्स. इसमें नेमाटोड्स की एक्सटर्नल पैरासाइट्स हैं जिसके अंदर लैम्प्रेज की एग्जांपल आई है. इंसेक्ट्स की एग्जांपल्स आई है, सकिंग माउथ पार्ट्स उनके पास होते हैं. बर्ड्स की एग्जांपल है ये नेक्टर फीडर और पोलन फीडर्स की एग्जांपल्स. देन वेम्पायर बैट्स की डेस्मोडस की एग्जांपल आई है. और फिर इसके बाद जो है पोसम की एग्जांपल आई है. दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट द टॉपिक. Type of bill in some birds: woodpecker, cardinal and sandpiper, according to their feeding habit.